Next at 5, it's a plane crash with no call for help, no panic on the cockpit radio. Just a Learjet flying across the country, apparently with no one at the controls. One of the crash victims is America's U.S. Open champion. Also tonight, it is slow and steady in Coos Bay. The final break for C could come soon. A new internet auction causes a reproductive stir. Beautiful women are selling their eggs to the highest bidder. And slick streets are nothing new in Oregon, so why do the cars pile up whenever rain falls?
Provided by American Airlines, together with American Eagle, serving over 260 destinations in 45 countries worldwide. American Airlines, something special in the air. Guests of the Rosie O'Donnell Show stay at La Plaza Meridian, featuring breathtaking views of Central Park and the New York skyline. La Plaza Meridian, uptown, not uptight.
Top of the hour, time for a weather check. The rain continues to fall across the area. We have a pretty good cold front moving across the area, and it's also cool and wet out there. Fall finally arriving. Detailed weather forecast on Channel 2 News at 5 next.
Channel 2 News is brought to you by U.S. West Decks. This is KATU, the power of 2000. Now, Channel 2 News.
A Learjet crashes in the field after flying across the country out of contact and out of control. The 5 people on board are dead, including golfer Payne Stewart. Good evening, I'm John Marlin.
And I'm Kathy Marshall. Investigators believe the crew and passengers on board were passed out for hours before the Learjet came crashing down. The jet was owned by professional golfer and frequent Portland visitor Payne Stewart. We have team coverage tonight, beginning with ABC's Lisa Stark, who has the latest on the crash investigation.
The Lear 35 took off from the Orlando airport about 9:20 this morning. Whatever trouble developed happened fairly quickly. Just 25 minutes into the flight, when the plane was just northwest of Gainesville, Florida, controllers lost radio contact with the pilots as the Lear was climbing to 39,000 feet. The plane should have taken a turn west toward Dallas, but it continued to track on a straight line northwest, and an Air Force F-16 on a training mission was sent to take a look. Ultimately, 6 military jets gave chase, one handing off to another as the plane flew on. Pilots in the military planes saw iced-over windows in the Lear, which may have indicated a loss of cabin pressure and an incapacitated crew.
From my position, it looked as if the front cockpit windshield was either condensed or fogged over. I could not see into the cockpit area of the aircraft itself.
And no damage anywhere?
Nothing externally that I could see of any malfunction of the aircraft.
The plane flew apparently on autopilot for more than 4 hours, ultimately reaching an altitude of 45 to 46,000 feet.
We have late information from government sources that this plane was vacillating wildly as it flew through the air, porpoising between 22,000 and 51,000 feet.
Investigators with the National Transportation Safety Board are heading to the crash site. Pilots who fly the Lear 35 say it is equipped with oxygen masks for both passengers and crew. And if the plane loses cabin pressure, the crew should get a warning light and a loud alarm.
But the most likely scenario is what we call hypoxia. In other words, there's a rapid depressurization and immediate need for oxygen. For some reason, the pilots could not get that. Now, maybe they put their mask on and the oxygen wasn't flowing. Maybe they were too slow in putting their masks on. But if this occurs above 35,000 feet, your useful consciousness time is between 5 and 10 seconds, and that's not a lot of time to fool around.
The distance between Orlando, Florida and Minas, South Dakota, where that plane finally crashed, is about 1,500 miles. Based on the early indications, aviation experts say the plane may have flown more than 2/3 that distance with no one piloting the aircraft.
Learjets have a history of reliability. They are fully equipped to deal with just about any emergency. So what went wrong? That is the big question tonight. Amy Morrow is at Hillsborough Airport. with a look inside a Learjet like the one owned by Payne Stewart. Amy?
And John, Learjet 35s like the one behind me go in and out of Hillsborough Airport all the time. Ask any pilot and they will tell you they are sleek and dependable, but it takes a qualified pilot to fly one. Today we went inside this Learjet 35 and found out what is supposed to happen if something does go wrong.
You and I are built for this airplane.
Climbing into the cockpit, the first thing you notice is the close quarters. This type of plane will only seat about 6 people. But what it lacks in space, it makes up for in safety. The Learjet 35 has oxygen masks
Not a comfortable thing.
and alarms signaling something is wrong. But pilots experienced flying a plane like this say there are still a number of possible problems that could have led to the crash in South Dakota. The first problem could have been a slow oxygen leak, so slow no one noticed what was happening. Also, the warning alarms could have failed. And the last hope, spare oxygen located in a bottle at the nose of the plane, could have been turned off. With no oxygen, pilots and passengers have little time to react and radio for help.
It's about 9 to 15 seconds.
That's it.
That's it. And it's going to take somebody that knows